All right, we are on slide 14 of our lecture. Here we go. Okay, so we're in our lecture notes, and we're talking about what do enzymes do? They are little chemical knives, and they help chemically break down. So they break down polymers into monomers. Okay, so we are on slide, sorry about that, right here. Okay, what is an enzymes? Which macromolecules do they digest? All of them. So enzymes work on all of them: proteins, nucleic acids, lipids, and carbose. All of them, every single one. Every single one. Which organs make enzymes? You have a few. Maybe you already know, but the pancreas and the small intestine make enzymes. The stomach a little bit, but those two, the pancreas and the small intestine, are big players in that. Okay, so we're going to go back a slide here, and it says list the main organs of the digestive system, not just ours. So this is a bird digestive system. So ours and the birds, we're going to do it all at the same time. And we're going to say a crop and a gizzard. So they don't have teeth, do they? So they have a beak. So they have a kind of a really unusual system. So the crop, which is right here on the bird, moistens and stores food, which is kind of cool. And then there's a grinding in the gizzard. So there's a grinding of the food. So no teeth, no chewing. That's how a bird does it. But the rest of the organs, like the liver and the small intestine, ceca, are part of the large intestine. They have very similar functions to us. Cool. So let's look at I'm going to go back to this slide here. Let's look at our organs. So mammal organs. So we have mouth, esophagus, large intestine, small intestine, stomach, gallbladder, pancreas, and liver. And so I have listed them here for you, kind of what they're doing. So for each part, so like mouth is physical digestion, chewing. So you're physically breaking down the food. Okay. So then you go to the next one, esophagus. The function is the tube, the highway to the stomach, and it doesn't do physical or chemical digestion. Do you see how I'm giving a function plus what kind of digestion happens here, or what kind of absorption happens in here? That's fine. Small intestine, it does a lot of finishing up the digestion, and it does absorption. It does chemical digestion, not physical, okay? Large intestine absorbs water and vitamins and no digestion. And then stomach has acids in it. Yep. What are those acids doing? What are the stomach acids doing? Let's put that in the chat. What is the stomach doing? Gallbladder releases bile that helps to emulsify liquids. So we're going to actually talk about lipids in a second. We're going to move back a page, but we'll talk about lipids. The pancreas helps with enzymes. So the pancreas squirts out enzymes into the small intestine. So helps digestion. Liver does so many things. So the liver aids in it, helps filter the blood, helps determine if we need blood sugar, if we need more lipids in the bloodstream. So the liver is really a big part of it, but we'll leave it there. Okay. So there's one thing we forgot to address, which is right here. So enzymes, and this is the bottom of the second page, which is what's the difference between enzymes and emulsifiers? And we're going to compare them and why are emulsifiers important. So an enzyme, here's a fat. I'm going to draw it. Here's a fat. Here's some fat. Okay, here's a chunk of fat. Now, actually, I'm going to draw it with here's three fatty acid tails. I decided to draw it better. That's me drawing it better. And here's a little top of the glycerol top. Okay, so this is a fat right here, this in red. Get rid of this other one. Whoops. I'll get rid of this other one. Okay, so that's a fat. What an enzyme will do is come in and break apart that fat so that we can absorb it, okay? That's what an enzyme does. True digestion, okay? Emulsifiers are not true digesters. So let me show you what they do. I'm going to draw a few fats here. So here's another fat. Okay, this will just take a second here. Now I'm going to just draw in some other fats here. Okay, so these are all fats, let's say. Okay, they're all together. Now, as they're traveling through your stomach and your small intestine, the fats, because they hate water, they tend to try to stay together because they exclude water. So they'll be together in a clump. The enzymes cannot, so here's an enzyme. The enzyme can't get in there into the center, right? Because there's a whole bunch of fats there. They're all stuck together. And so the enzyme can't work, only can work on the edges. It can't work on the center of that ball of fat. Yeah, because enzymes like water, so they can't get in there. What does, in green, no, in yellow, what does an emulsifier do? Like bile salt, what does it do? It breaks apart the whole group of them. So it doesn't break down a fat. It doesn't break down the lipid. What it does is it moves them apart, the individual lipids, so that the enzyme can do its work. Okay, so it has more edges, so it'll break it apart. Does that make sense? So you have a big clump of lipids, the emulsifier will break them apart. Yeah, it's called bile salt, and it'll break them apart. Now the enzymes can get in and break them down. Yeah, individually break them down. So enzymes individually break them down. Emulsifiers break down the big chunks of them a lot more. There's a lot of them. Okay, beautiful. And I think we're good. Oh, challenge, can you think of a better way to design the digestive tract? I like it. All right, and then I'll harass you about the stomach function in class, and I'll see you soon.